Welcome to 9/11 Experiments, experiments you can do yourself to check out the official conspiracy theory of the 9/11 Commission Report. We can go to Google and we can download the 9/11 Commission Report. Just put that in Google and you'll find the PDF which you can download, which I've done here. And then you can check the 9/11 Commission Report for certain terms. For example, ACE Elevator was a company that had been working in the World Trade Centers since 1994 when they got the contract away from the huge Otis Elevator Company, even though ACE did not have much experience. So let's see how many times they were included in the night. They were not included at all. Not mentioned at all. Well, maybe in the NIST report on building 1 and 2, the World Trade Center towers. So we'll look for ACE Elevator. It's searching the 298 pages. No matches were found. Well, maybe they were included in the Building 7 report. So we downloaded that and we can search that for ACE Elevator, the 130 pages. No matches found. So ACE Elevator Company was not mentioned at all in the 9/11 Commission Report. So we can put this on a chart of the times mentioned for various search terms. ACE Elevator in the 9/11 Commission Report, 0 times. 0 times in the NIST report for Buildings 1 and 2, and 0 times for the World Trade Center Building 7. Well, maybe ACE was spelled A.C.E. So let's go and check that out. We'll try the 9/11 Commission Report first, and we put in A.C.E. And looking through the 585 pages, this company which mysteriously went bankrupt and then disappeared after 9/11. 0 found. So ACE Elevator Company was not mentioned at all in the 9/11 Commission Report. So we got 0, 0, and 0. Now, maybe the search function is not working. Let's look for the word elevator. Okay, we put find, Control F, elevator, and search. In the 585 pages, we do find. Okay, so the World Trade Center Tower had 99 elevators. Then we can search for the next. Generally, elevators went from the lobby up to the sky lobbies. Next, elevators carried passengers to the top of the buildings, and so on. Elevators stopped. So I found from searching before that the word elevator appeared 33 times in the 9/11 Commission Report, 108 times in the report for Building 1 and 2, and appeared 13 times in the report for Building 7. Now, ACE Elevator got the contract away from Otis Elevator, the largest elevator company in the world that invented the elevator in about 1850. So perhaps Otis Elevator is appearing here. So we search all the pages and let's see if Otis Elevator. Nope, no matches found. Okay, and in the interest of time, I did check that out in the Building 1 and 2 report, found 0 occurrences, and in the World Trade Center 7, 0 times. Okay, now the word Otis does appear because there's an Otis Air Force Base. So if we put just the word Otis by itself and search, we find Otis Air Force Base. The distance between Otis Air Force Base and New York City is mentioned, which seems to be, it should have been close enough to send some interceptors on 9/11 to scramble the fighters and perhaps stop the plane from crashing into the second tower. Otis appears on this map. Okay, so we can put that on the chart, that it does occur many times. But it's not Otis Elevator. So none of the workers who were in the elevator shafts, the best place to plant explosives, were not mentioned at all in the 9/11 Commission Report. Now let's take a look Larry Silverstein, who's an interesting fellow, who became the landlord of the World Trade Center towers shortly before 9/11, and he took out a over $7 billion insurance policy specifically against acts of terrorism. So Larry Silverstein, let's see how many times he's mentioned and grilled by the 9/11 Commission. 0. Larry Silverstein is not mentioned at all in the Commission's report. Well, maybe he was mentioned in the report for buildings 1 and 2, because that's where he spent most of his time. He had an office there, and he had breakfast at the top of the World Trade Centers at meeting with his tenants. 0 times there as well. Now in the report for building 7, he is mentioned as a contributor to the investigation. Oh, thank you, Larry. Now, maybe you could tell us why you were not in your usual place on the morning of 9/11. Oh, you had a dermatology appointment. And usually your son Roger and daughter Lisa are with you at breakfast at the Windows on the World restaurant, and they were stuck in traffic, is the story that we're told. So Larry Silverstein, a primary suspect, is mentioned as a contributor to the Building 7 report, but not mentioned at all in the 9/11 Commission report or the NIST report for Buildings 1 and 2. So we'll put that on our chart. 0, 0, and mentions 1 as a contributor. Okay, how about Silverstein Properties, the company itself? So we can go to the 9/11 report and put in just Silverstein, and let's see how many times Silverstein appears in the 9/11 Commission report. Okay, 6 weeks before the September 11th attacks, control of WTC was transferred by net lease to a private developer, Silverstein Properties. Okay, let's see the next occurrence. Although Silverstein Properties was in charge of the WTC on September 11th, the WTC fire safety plan remained essentially the same. Okay, any more occurrences? And that's it. That's the only 2 mentions of Silverstein in the 9/11 Commission report. And I found they were 0 in the 1 and 2, and we saw that Silverstein was mentioned as a contributor to the investigation of World Trade Center 7. Okay, now in an investigation, certainly you want to talk to the security guards to see if anything suspicious was going on. Could the ACE elevator employees have been, bringing big boxes that possibly contained explosives? So let's take a look and see how many times Securacom appears in the 9/11 Commission report. By the way, you can look up Securacom on the web. You'll find that it was the company that provided security for the World Trade Center 7, and that Marvin Bush was one of the board of directors, the younger brother of George Bush. So, and the company changed its name to Stratasec. So let's try those search terms. Securacom. Certainly a thorough investigation should start with asking the security guards. No occurrence. They were not mentioned at all. How about the Building 1 and 2 report? We're looking for Securacom. No matches found. Let's go to the Building 7 report, because they were also responsible for the security there. We'll start up at the top and then search down for Securacom. Nothing. Now possibly that was spelled wrong. Maybe Securacom. Maybe Paul Zelikow, who wrote the 9/11 Commission report, maybe didn't know how to spell Securacom. Nope, not there either. So I did the check for that before and found that there was no mention of Securacom or Securacom or Securacom in the 9/11 Commission. All 0. Securacom changed its name to Stratasec, and I also did a check there. We can do that right here. Stratasec. And you've got to wonder about a 9/11 Commission report that doesn't include any mention of the security companies that were supposedly watching over the 9/11, the World Trade Center towers. So we find that very key terms and people who should have been investigated by the 9/11 Commission and by NIST were not even mentioned in their reports. So we need a new 9/11 investigation.